craziness. That's why Johnny and I are talking about once we're able to buy property in a house, homesteading.
What does that mean?
Homesteading, so like, I wanted to learn how to can for a while. But I've also been looking into like freeze drying because you can fit more in the cans and then you can just like vacuum seal the jars. So like having chickens, having plants, canning. It just depends on like how far down that rabbit hole you want to go.
I've been down that rabbit hole. It's a lot of work.
It is.
But I didn't get to the canning. I got to where I had enough to freeze.
Yeah.
So you can freeze something like carrots and green peppers fairly easily.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like so he goes deer hunting every year, right?
So you would be able to do that maybe. Yeah.
Right. So he usually pays to have it processed, but this year I'll be more fair. He field dressed it and processed it and then bagged it up, whatever. But like I want a meat slicer, I want a dehydrator so that I can make like deer jerky.
Those aren't very expensive, dehydrators.
No, like $30 to $40. Yeah. I want to learn how to can like the old school water bath can because I also have this like borderline irrational fear that one day this shit's gonna hit the fan and like we're gonna be forced either to fully rely on the government or be self-sufficient, right? And I don't know, maybe it's a crazy conspiracy theory, but it's one of those things that like if I'm prepared, whatever. Plus it's like a dying art of being able to do that too, you know, to live like that. So I want to learn how to water bath can. We're going to process his deer every year. Once we have the land, like we're talking about getting a hog every year.
Okay.
And raising it and then processing it. And then potentially maybe trading for like a quarter cow, some of our pig.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah.
Right. Or buying the quarter cow, going in with somebody.
But you can do that around here, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So, have chickens, have a pig every year, deer hunt, can, plants, those kind of things. Like have a wood stove for...
I want a wood stove again. I was just telling people, I want a wood stove again. I grew up with one.
Me too. My whole life.
Yeah.
Yes, and they are essential to have. You know, and for any reason, you know what I mean? Like anything could happen in the middle of the winter. A wreck could happen, knock out power. And if you have a wood stove, you can feed your family and keep them warm.
Yeah. You just need to put water on top because you will have bloody noses.
Yes.
Dry heat.
Yes, you have to have a designated pan that's about this big that is strictly for water.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true. Otherwise, everything will start breaking off because it's so dry. Yeah. But other than that, like, you know, I grew up around them. And it's possible to, like, have babies around them and teach them not to, you know what I mean?
It is. Well, we grew up, I had one sister that got injured. Yeah. That was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but, like, it's also possible to teach.
Yeah.
You know?
Nobody else did. It was just her. Yeah.
Right. So, I don't know. This is the thing that I want to do, you know? I want to get to a point where I don't have to rely so heavily on money and stores and...
My dad just welded ours and put a blower on it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It wasn't it wasn't purchased.
No.
He made it.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of them like that. Which once we get the house and the property and stuff, that'll be things that I'll start looking into, like looking for either potentially him making us a wood stove or purchasing one. It just depends, you know.
I want a greenhouse. I want to build my own.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been looking into that too.
I want to, and it doesn't have to be huge because I don't know. I get depressed in the wintertime, but if I could start seeds or something, it would be so healthy for me.
Yes.
To be able to do that.
Yes.
Or to tend to plants in the wintertime.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we were discussing that, of just like, well, what brought it up yesterday was, I said, I wonder if peaches would grow around here. And he was like, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And then we got on this little rabbit hole of
Mm-hmm.
greenhouses and whatnot. And there's like so many different styles and ways and all these things, but there are also like very simple greenhouses.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, I mean, I worked with a lady, and she grew up on a farm, and they did what you're talking about. Like, they were sewing their own clothes, that kind of thing. I've done that, too. Like, sewn... yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to go that far.
No, I tried it, and I don't know how to sew, so...
Nice.
But I did, like, cloth diapers. I sewed some cloth diapers.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of... I went too far with it. I was obsessed with all that.
Yeah.
I became obsessed.
Yeah.
And that's the alcoholic part
I know.
of it. Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid that I will become obsessed with it too. I can see that happening with me. But
it wouldn't be it's not the worst obsession, but if you're not happy, then,
right.
Yeah.
Right. That's where it becomes a problem. But if you're happy doing it,
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, sometimes I like a challenge.
mm-hmm.
Sometimes I want a challenge, even though it's like it sucks in the beginning.
Yeah.
It does help you grow, and
Yeah.
Because you can, see what you've done. Like
Yes.
what? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't even like started. I've just been talking about like wanting to learn to can a little bit last winter, some throughout the year this year. So like I'll eventually get to a spot where I like actually start to learn that. And once I learn that, I think it'll be one of two things will happen. It'll either show me that I really don't want to do that, or it will almost like comfort me in knowing that that really is what I want to do.
Have you ever had a garden before?
Not one that was my own, but when I was 16, I lived in North Carolina, and where I lived, there was a massive garden.
Like a community garden?
No, private, but there was like 9 blueberry bushes, a whole big row. Yeah, so like...
Oh, gosh. Oh.
All the things.
Yeah.
I don't even know what all kind of vegetables and fruits there was, but I was out there pulling weeds and tending to them, and there was cucumbers and cantaloupe and okra, and I don't even know what all. But during the summer that year, I had to be up out of my bed and outside in the garden pulling weeds by 8 a.m. every morning during the summer, or I would be grounded. And at a certain point, like, there's no weeds in the effing garden. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't matter. I still had to be out there, and so I just finally got grounded that summer, and I didn't get ungrounded. just know that.
Well, the thing around here that when I lived in Newcastle, I had a garden, and I moved down here into an apartment, so I was excited to get a house where there was a yard. I didn't realize, like, the limestone is, like, right underneath there, at least where we were. So, like, I couldn't really till much, so I did, I had to do raised beds.
Yeah.
And that was something new for me, because I couldn't go right into the ground.
Yeah.
But other people have gardens, but I don't know if it's just where I was. I mean, I was hitting rock, just like,
Yeah, so there are some areas around here that are like it's rock and lots of it. It just depends on where you're at, I guess, That's I'm glad you brought that up, because now, like,
when you look for houses,
I need to learn.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Maybe if they already have a garden or have a space, I don't know. But I had to go to raised beds.
Yeah. Which, you know what? I mean, listen, let's face it. I'm no spring chicken, okay? And so maybe raised garden beds aren't all that bad as far as
I didn't feel like it grew as much, but I was in a different climate, so I may have been growing things. It's a few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it could have played a maybe.
Yeah, and I would always use horse manure.
Yeah.
And I didn't have, which there's horses here, but I didn't know anywhere where I just go and take the poo. You know,
Yeah.
I knew somebody.
Yeah.
You know, I would just go and get poo,
Right.
and then
We
I
didn't
would
have
do
a poo plug.
I didn't have the poo set up, whatever. So,
Yeah.
that's what I would use because it was, you could access it pretty easily, and I didn't feel like it smelled near as bad as some of the other ones, other poos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know somebody that uses fish poo. Like fishy, swampy, nasty water.
I think the worst that I've smelled is turkey.
Oh, God, I can only imagine.
Well, I used, they would spray it. I was around a lot of farmers,
Mm-hmm.
and they would spray it on the fields, and that was the worst. And I was like, what is that? And I was told it was turkey poo, but I don't know.
Yeah. It's not my favorite thing to have to deal with.
Well, horse poop's not bad at all.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I would go, that's what I would do.
Huh.
Because it has a little bit of an animal smell, and other people are like, what are you talking about? That's nasty. But I didn't think it was nasty at all.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's good to know that horse poop is the mildest.
Yeah, and anybody that has horses has so much, they're like, yeah, you can have some poo.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that would be good to know. Well, you could also do like compost of your eggshells and your potato peels and your coffee grounds and all those things too. So, if you don't have the poo, you could make compost.
Well, I had a garden, and it was a decent size. But I also did a CSA. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's community supported agriculture.
Okay.
And basically it's a farm that you invest in, you pay them money, and then you get food from this time to this time. So that gave me way too much.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. It gave me way too much. Like I was so sick of like salad I could just like, it was just way too much. But I was introduced to things that I wouldn't normally eat. Like that was the first time I had arugula, and I love arugula.
Arugula.
Yeah, it's like always liked it on hamburgers because it has like a pepper taste. It's like a peppery taste. It's good.
Like, is it a leafy, green leafy?
Yeah, it's about like the baby ones are the spicier ones, but then it'll grow and then it'll flower. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, but it's good.
Oh,
Highly recommend it. Yeah, it's my favorite, I think.
So it's got like a peppery taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. And you could throw it in, I would throw everything in one big huge salad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With all the tastes.
All the things.
Yeah, because I had quite a bit of herbs. The only thing that never died was the thyme. Huh. Leaves would gather around it and keep it warm, and it never would die. It's a bush. Yeah. Turns like into this thing. Yeah, a bush.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a self-sufficient little creature.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like it. Yeah, see, that's what I was wondering too, is like, do I want to go as far as like growing my own seasonings,
If you could do some kind of fruit tree, I mean, I know a pear tree will grow.
Yeah.
I mean, they're delicious.
They
oh my
are.
gosh. Yeah.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can grow avocado trees inside.
I'm a big fan of avocado. You know that I'm a big fan of avocados.
I know. And so I'm like, can you really grow them inside though? But I guess you could if you keep it.
Would you have to have the weird lights? You would have to have the lights, right?
Why would you if you have a window?
I don't know.
Because here, you gotta think, okay, because this is my, like, theory on this whole thing. If I can't grow it as close to natural as possible.
You don't want to grow it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, try to grow a fucking avocado tree. You know what I'm saying? See if it, without the lights, just a window, and keep it warm and watered and whatever. I don't know. Trial and error, I guess. Figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know how many years or whatever.
It would take a while, I guess, but as long as it's like doing something, some form of growth, you know, I'd take that as a win. Yeah. I would imagine it's not going to get very tall. You know what I'm saying? It might be a little avocado tree.
Yeah.
But if it produces a few every week or something, like, I don't know. I don't even know how quick they produce, but I have a feeling that it's something like grapes and blueberries, that the more you pick it, the more it'll produce. I don't know why. I just feel like that's how that would work, maybe.
I don't know. Before I started gardening, I just bought some tomato plants and I put them close to the house. And I just bought 4. I had over 100 tomatoes from those 4 plants. So that's what I thought was going to happen. That did not happen again.
No.
But that's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, I'm so good at this.
Yeah.
I'm awesome. Yeah.
No. You just got really lucky on that one.
Yeah. I asked you if you had gardened before because do you know that you can watch like melons move? You can watch the plants grow.
What?
You can. I didn't believe it. My mom told me that and I'm like, bullshit.
Yeah.
So I went out there and I sat and you can.
What?
Yeah.
What do you, so like
You can watch it move. Yeah.
That's weird.
It is weird.
But I like it.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Because you know how they vine and then they yeah, you can watch them move. Like when they're in season and they're, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
When they start getting going, you can.
Wow.
Like, wow. Yeah.
So instead of watching the grass grow, we can watch the watermelons grow.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, you can watch. You don't actually watch the.
No,
but you can watch the.
the
vine.
plant. Yeah. That's wild.
There's a lady. I gotta just talk to her. I don't know who she is, but she lives, I think, 2 blocks over. She's got to be a master gardener. And there was a girl out there one day, and I'm like, "Do you live here?" And she's like, "No, my aunt lives here." I'm like, "She's a master gardener, isn't she?" She had like what do you call it? The kind of like an arch, maybe an arboretum or whatever. She had watermelon growing in the air.
What? I've seen this thing where they're making teepees to grow the cucumbers.
Yeah.
And the cucumbers just hang down.
Yeah, you could do it. There were watermelons in the air. I don't know how
this is done. I feel like that's dangerous. Like at a certain weight, it's going to start dropping.
No. I was just walking by and I was like,
what?
She's growing watermelons in the air.
That's wild.
Yeah. I'm sure they weren't the ones that get this.
They're probably them little baby ones. But still. Yeah. You have them hanging above our head growing.
But it was on like this.
Like an archway.
Yeah, like an archway. Yeah, but it went deeper and then.
Yeah.
But it was really pretty and I'm like, oh, I have to get to know her.
Yeah. Yeah, you do, because I'm going to know how you grow watermelons in the air.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's wild.
But I saw it, so I know it's possible. I saw it. I was just walking by and I was like, how? How did she do that?
That's wild.
Yeah. But I think you should go for it.
I think it's going to be a thing, yeah.
But I want to do something. Now this porch that I have here, it doesn't get much sunlight, but I at least want to hang something over and have at least like a window box or something to grow. Yeah. At least herbs or something. Yeah.
Something. You can do it.
Yeah, I will. I just, I don't know. I just want to grow things. So.
Yeah. Well, and I guess, so even if you couldn't like really get a whole lot of sunlight into it, essentially could you not use like a heat lamp for it to stay warm? Because isn't that what it uses the sun too to keep warm, right?
Yeah, but it needs the sunlight for the plant
well,
too.
Right,
yeah.
Right, but
it wouldn't be something I'd do in the wintertime. It would be in the spring or summer.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I was thinking like wintertime, how would you make it work? But it probably won't.
I would have to have the greenhouse thing, which would be some kind of window panes around it if I was going to grow. Because you can grow, I think, you can have 2 seasons like with cabbage or broccoli or cauliflower or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The second season, like when, I don't know when it is exactly down here, maybe October, November, you could put 2 window panes like over a couple plants.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a lot of trial and error.
Well, I always looked at mine as an experiment.
Yeah.
So I never was too down. And then something that didn't do good one year would do fabulous the next year, and I never figured it out.
No.
Just something to do with the water, heat. Yeah. I would plant something like herbs, and then the next year it would just go crazy somewhere else where I didn't plant it. Like it had blown, like some of the seeds had blown.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like, we don't want to be over there. We're going to be over here.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I miss it. You'll love it. It's really,
I think so too.
Except the weed pulling. I don't know about that.
I
That's
think
not
I've
too
healed
bad.
and I think I've healed enough past that where like it's not going to be a trigger or nothing, you know? It's like it is what it is. Well, really now I associate like gardening and weed pulling with Avery, being pregnant with Avery.
Uh-huh.
So I think it will bring me more of like joy than non, you know?
Did you garden when you were pregnant?
I did with Avery. I had a flower bed that I just like it was almost like I was nesting with my flower bed.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So like I put a lot of attention into it and detail and work, and like I had this boogie board because it was alongside the sidewalk that went up to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Actually on both sides. And so I had this boogie board that I would put my knees on the concrete.
Okay.
And then I would just be over, you know, reaching over in the dirt and whatever. And
Well, that's smart. I don't think I would ever think that.
it just, I don't even know how it happened one day. You know, it wasn't even
Give me that boogie board.
Yeah, it really wasn't even like a clear thought. It just happened. And then I was like, oh, it feels so much better than that concrete.
It may be better than the other things that people use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's foam.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Yeah. So, you know, I had some like really gorgeous flowers. I had these beautiful irises. Oh my gosh. I had this whole mess of irises, probably 15 different types. And there was some, I had these big puffball white. I mean, white as snow white. And then I had some that were like puffball, like maroon. Some of them that were like so dark purple they almost looked black.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
They were beautiful. Oh my gosh. My iris little section down towards the end of the driveway was 15 different kinds. Yellow, white, orange, regular color, normal looking ones like the lavender, the darker purple, and then like the like blood burgundy, almost look black ones. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I'd done all that while I was pregnant with him. And so like I associate flowers and gardening with Avery now.
Yeah.
So I don't really think of back when I got grounded every day for not picking weeds.
Yeah. It's a better association.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, you know, I have to tell you that I have this like major discomfort with being on camera.
Why?
I don't know, but I do.
You don't ever have to watch this. I did too. Do you know what it took for me to do this? It was a lot of, I filmed myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I was doing this class, and part of it was to post a video on the Facebook. It was a free class, but it was to get you to what you want to do. And I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I went through the class and figured out it was this, you know. And I had been telling people, you know, that they should do it, but it was really me. I had trouble even posting like a 15-second video to that Facebook. Remember all the halfway house pictures? You saw this much of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you saw. Yeah.
I don't like the camera.
Yeah, I don't know. So I started filming myself and I just got comfortable with it.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, but like I do solo ones and then I look at them and I'm like, oh gosh. But I'm like, that's me. So.
Yeah. I know. You know, and I can tell you exactly where my current like discomfort with cameras and videos is that I am the heaviest I have ever been. And I'm like not okay with it. I'm not okay with it. And so like to see myself in a picture or on a video or so, I'm just like, oh my God. But there's that insanity of like the pain hasn't gotten great enough yet. You know what I mean? To do something about it. So that's like my current, I've always like been shy of cameras or whatever because of my nose and my teeth, but I had healed past that, right? And I'm like okay with taking my picture and smiling all big and dumb from ear to ear and like okay with it, but.
Well, you're facing your fear right now.
I know, and it's not as bad as I thought, but also you're not on the Facebook Live right now, which I thought.
No. I'll record this and then I'll post it tomorrow as long as the upload goes okay. If not, it'll be Saturday.
Yeah. So I just, that helps a little bit because I thought we were going to be on the Facebook Live. And I just don't know. I'm really uncomfortable with my body right now.
I hate to hear that.
I know.
Like, I want to fix that for people and I don't know how.
No.
Yeah, I don't know how. I just know. This is, okay, so it sounds awful, but I was in a relationship with someone that really thought I was beautiful, and somehow that helped me.
Yeah.
It shouldn't come from outside.
No, but Johnny does that.
That really thought I was just the most gorgeous. He treated me like the most gorgeous thing he'd ever seen. Now never mind, I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So that helped me. And then when I did that photo shoot, that helped me too because I'd never seen myself like that.
Yeah.
She captured something I had never seen.
Yeah. Well, remember when I done my boudoir pictures? Oh my God, I'm like, who is that?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that's not me. But friend, I'm like 40 pounds heavier now than I was when I done that shoot. So like, I'm not okay with it, you know? But I'm not ready to do anything, like, really about it yet either, you know? So I'm just in that weird space of, like...
Well, and it's... What gets me, it's brought up this time of year to sell you something.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I'm almost 50 and I have to, hey... You know, it's all turning gray. I'm getting skin that doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
My weight is my natural weight. Now, I do get comments like, you need to eat. Those kind of things. And
why?
I am a healthy body weight.
Yes!
But
you are!
But you know,
And do they usually come from, like, bigger people?
Not always.
No?
No. And it's not that my weight's changed a bunch. It's I mean, I wrote, you know, maybe 8 pounds, you know. But yeah. But this is this is my natural body weight. You see, so it's not.
Yeah, and
so
even if it's not, like.
Somebody's going to say something or have some kind of comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the people around me are not making comments. Like, I'm the one that's making the comments, and they're like, stop, you know, you look fine, like, blah, 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 whatever. Johnny is so great. He tells me all the time, like, you are beautiful, and I love everything about you. And I'm just like, yuck, you know? And he's like, don't say that. And I really am. It's me. Like, it's a me thing. I'm not okay with it.
I know, but if you just started working on your feet again.
Yes.
So that's going to make a difference.
I'm really hoping.
Yeah. My one thing is I don't really eat at work.
Yeah.
I mean, I eat, but I don't eat all the things.
Yeah.
If I ate all the things, then I don't know how much. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, I'm torn because it's McDonald's. Like, nothing there is healthy. Um, so like I've been just getting the oatmeal of the mornings because it's got like raisins and dried cranberries and apple chunks in it. I just think I need to get it without the creamer because they put one cream in it to make it like milky-ish.
But that's only like 20 calories. A little creamer.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I've been sticking with the oatmeal because like the fiber in the oats, the fiber in the apples, the cranberries, and the
I've
raisins,
been thinking about oatmeal. My kids and I, we went on a mini vacation. We spent the night in a hotel is what we did.
I love it. I love doing that.
Yeah. It was great.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially if they got a pool.
They did have a pool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we got up, there was, like the breakfast bar.
Yeah.
I wanted the oatmeal they had, and I want to do this myself. They had chocolate chips. They had coconut. They had all this stuff, and I never even thought about just like, hey, here's some oatmeal, and then laying out all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it made the oatmeal delicious.
Yes, it did.
And then you want to go back and get more because, you have all...
So good.
Yeah, real good.
Oh. So I've been kind of sticking with the oatmeal for my lunch meal,
Well, that's not bad at all.
I feel like it's not.
No, it's not.
I really feel like
even
it's
if
not.
you put a little bit, it's not going to be much.
Yeah.
Because oatmeal's not going to hold a bunch of...
Yeah.
Even if it's like chocolate chips, it's only going to be a few,
Yeah. So I've been keeping the apples and the raisins and dried cranberries in it. I have took out the butter. But like, you're right. The one creamer is not that much.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Mm-mm.
So I think I've only been back there 2 months. 2 months is not long enough to see that big of a difference yet. You know what I'm saying? So I know. I'm really hoping that I can get to a point where I start losing weight. And if not, either the pain will get great enough or the consequences will get grave enough. Excuse me. And I'll do something different.
Well, I started to start walking at the park on Sundays.
Yeah.
Because even though I walk quite a bit, it's not for... A lot of times it's not for enjoyment or peace of mind. And I kind of need that for my mental health. And then that helps me, like, if I get all spastic with whatever I'm around, that clears all that out. So
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sitting with it. You know what I mean? Taking a look at it. I'll get there with whatever it is I'm gonna do that's gonna like help me get there. It just takes time. But they used to say in the house, you gotta Rachel it. That's where I'm at with it.
Well, what I'll do is, like, I'll go on like a sugar kick.
Yeah.
Where I have to have sugar, but then I get sick of it.
Yeah.
But it'll be like a week or so. Well, I gotta have a sugary drink. I've gotta have, cocoa fudge in my coffee. I've got, something, and then, whipped cream, and then I'll just go back to plain coffee. So, but I will gain weight during that period of time very quickly.
Wow.
But then I lose
sugar.
it. Then I lose it once I just go back to regular coffee.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I can't lose it that quick. But sugar is the devil.
Sugar's delicious.
It is. I know it is. I know.
It is.
Yes, I know.
And especially when I was just vaping, not getting enough nicotine, all this, give me some sugar.
Yeah.
All it would take would be one hard candy.
Yeah.
But no, I have to have a,
Super size.
Yes, super size.
We were talking about that. Like, this is the portion. This is what they've told me the portion is.
I want a bigger portion. Like if it's
I know. If it says...
If it's a raspberry mocha...
I'm going to need it to be this big.
Yeah.
I know. It's ridiculous.
I don't know.
I know. Just trying to figure it out.
Okay. I think we're done.
Yeah.
All right. Are you good?
Yep.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.